Laba Moment here. Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, karibu sana. Welcome. So on this channel, I create videos that give you your light bulb moment. So basically, I strive to educate you on a couple of things that you might not know of or you might not have full knowledge of. So in this particular video, I will show you how to where to sign up for Zoom account and how to be able to use a Zoom desktop application to schedule your meetings and also edit details of your Zoom meeting and start your meeting and a couple of Zoom desktop application controls. We will be able to go through each one of them. So to begin with, I will show you where you create your account first, which is the Zoom web application or basically website. So you go to zoom.us on your browser, and then up here there's sign up. It's free. So if you do not have an account, you click on sign up. It's free, and you can be able to create an account with them for the free version of Zoom. Also, if you have an account with them, you just click on sign in. So for the free Zoom account, it's important for us to know what features are at our disposal. So for us to do that, let's go to plans and pricing so that we can get to see the types of Zoom plans available for us. So we have the basic or the free plan, and then we have the pro version, the business version, and the enterprise version. So basically, these four versions or plans have some unique features, and also they have some similar features. But our focus for this particular video is on the free version. So let's look at some of the features of this free version. You can be able to host up to 100 participants in one meeting. But if you wanted to host more than 100 participants, say 300, then you would need to buy the paid for version, the business plan. Or if you wanted more than 300, say 500 participants, then you would choose to opt for the enterprise version. So let's go through the features again for the free version, which is the focus of this particular video. I said you can be able to host up to 100 participants, and then there's an unlimited one-to-one meetings, and then there's a 40 time limit on group meetings, and a group meeting is a meeting that includes 3 or more participants. There's also, you can be able to schedule an unlimited number of meetings. Once you set up your account, you can be able to schedule as many meetings as you can. So you sign up once and you're able to use it forever. Unless your user needs change, you can be able to opt for these other plans. So let's see some of the video conferencing features that are important. It supports HD video and voice, and also there is an active speaker view. Basically, you can be able to see the person who is speaking at each particular point in time. And also there's this gallery view where you can be able to see up to 25 people that have joined in this particular in a call. And also you have the full screen view capability so that your Zoom application fills up the screen. And then you can enable simultaneous screen share with a free version, which is a pretty good thing. And basically with this particular capability is only possible with Zoom desktop, where the host can be able to choose to allow multiple participants to share their screens simultaneously. There's also the virtual background capability, which is pretty good because if you do not want people to, when the video is turned on, to see what is behind you, maybe your house, maybe if you're having the Zoom call in your bedroom and you've not spread your bed, you don't want people seeing that. So you can be able to change your virtual background to something different, say probably an image or maybe a video, etc., whatever you want, a green screen or a white background, whichever you want. Then waiting room capability, if you want people Once they join, they wait for the host to onboard them into the meeting. Then you will have the waiting room. You can enable the waiting room capability, which we will have a look at how to do that. Let's have a look at the web conferencing features that are of importance. Of course, Zoom has plugins for Chrome and Outlook, and also there are a couple of Chrome extensions that you for scheduling which you would want to be aware of. And then the host of a meeting has a number of controls at their disposal, and they can be able to mute participants' audio, they can be able to turn off their videos, and they can be able to enable and disable screen sharing options. And also there's another capability, raising your hand, so participants can be able to raise their hand to interject or ask a question. And then let's have a look at the group collaboration features. An important feature here is the breakout room. So if you're running a meeting with a big group of people, that is more than 50, you might want to, even 30 people, you might want to split them into different groups, and then they can be able to enter another virtual room while within the main Zoom meeting. They can be able to exit the main meeting into breakout rooms, carry on their own separate discussions there, and then bring them back to the main room. So these are very important capability. So with video breakout rooms, it allows you to split your Zoom meeting into as many as 50 separate sessions. And this is the free version, guys. Up to 50 separate sessions for discussion, projects, and more. So in a class scenario where you would ask people to form a group of 5, or as a host or as a lecturer, you would have formed the group before the groups before the meeting, and then people can easily discuss things and come back and present their findings. So another thing that is important, you can be able to screen share on any iPad and iPhone app. And also there's the group messaging and presence, which is very important basically. So with that, it allows you to easily send a group text. You can be able to send files, maybe a PowerPoint presentation, an Excel file if it's work related, etc. You can be able to send screen captures, images, etc. to a group. Then another important capability is whiteboarding. So if you're again a tutor, a lecturer, or somebody doing a side hustle where you're teaching people or kids, well, they are out of school right now, not out of school, but most of them are not going to school because of Corona. So you can be able to employ this whiteboarding technique, basically, which is a board where you're able to write and scribble things, and we'll have a look at that later on. Then multiple share capability and security. It supports IS2 56-bit encryption and secure socket layer encryption. So let's dive in. So if you've already set up your account, you can be able to sign in. So for me, I'd set up my account using my Gmail, my Gmail account, or rather my email, my Google email. So to sign in, I normally sign in with my Google again, my Gmail. So let's click on sign in with Google. Again, you can also sign in with Facebook if you don't want to create another account. And automatically it will bring you to your account, or your Zoom account basically, but you can be able to check the details of your profile. If you want to change them, you can do that. And then this is the most important part, the meetings tab, where you can be able to schedule a meeting, and then webinars, where you can be able to schedule webinars, and recordings, where you can be able to check anything that you've recorded. In case you've recorded a meeting and it has saved on your machine, you can be able to check it and be able to listen in on the recording. So let's schedule a new meeting. So to schedule a new meeting, you just click on schedule a meeting. And again, if you feel that you need further guidance on how to do this, there's a lot of support on Zoom, and also you can be able to get training on video. So let's schedule a new meeting. So when you click on schedule a meeting, you're able to set up the topic of your meeting, the description, when your meeting is going to be, the date that is, how long the meeting will go for, and a couple of other features that we'll have a look at. So let's give our meeting a topic. So I can say collaboration with a YouTuber X, and then I can give it a description, maybe the description to discuss video ideas we can collaborate on. And then when this meeting will be, I can choose this Saturday, and I can say I want the meeting to start at 12 p.m. or noon. And then the duration, I can select 1 hour. So with a free version, with a free plan of Zoom, which is what we are using, in your first meeting, the first meeting that you will set up, normally all meetings using your free plan of Zoom, they have a time limit of 40 minutes. But for your first meeting, they will automatically extend the meeting time limit for you until when you feel you're done with your meeting and you want to end the meeting. Then moving forward, any other meetings that you schedule, they'll have a time limit of 40 minutes. That is if you're scheduling a meeting that includes more than 3 or rather 3 or more participants. Basically, for group meetings, you will have a time limit of 40 minutes. And a group meeting includes a meeting that involves 3 or more participants. So let's go to time zone. You can leave that as default. It will automatically pick based on your location. Do you want this meeting to recur? When you select recurring meeting, you can say yes, you want it to recur daily, weekly, monthly, no fixed time. If you leave it as daily, and then do you want it to repeat every 1 or every 2 days, every 3 days, you can select that. Do you want the meeting to stop recurring after this particular date? You select the date, or after this number of occurrences, you can indicate that. For this particular meeting, we do not want it to recur, so we uncheck that. Then you can leave the meeting ID as generated unless there are security issues where you can opt to generate it automatically or use the personal meeting ID. Personally, I prefer to use personal meeting ID. And then security, but for security purposes, it's important for you to select generate automatically to avoid instances of Zoom bombing attacks. So let's leave it as personal meeting ID. And then passcode, you can leave it as that. And then waiting room, do you want to enable waiting room capability or you don't want to do that? You can check it or uncheck it. Video, if you want participants to join with the video turned on, you can be able to say yes on or say off. So this, you'd want to leave it on if your meeting will include an older generation that is not very conversant with technology, and maybe they would struggle clicking on controls on or rather enabling their video, right? So meeting options, do you want to enable people to join before you? If you're the host, you can say yes. Do you want to mute people when they join in order to be able to avoid the normal background noise that you would hear when people join at the same time and there are chickens making noises, or there's animals really making noises behind the scenes, or children playing? You might want to mute participants upon entry. Then record meetings automatically on your local computer. You can be able to select this here as you set up the meeting, because once the meeting has started, you might forget to click on the record button, which I'll show you later on using the Zoom desktop app. So once we are done creating our meeting or scheduling our meeting, we can click on save. So once you've saved your meeting, you can be able to join the meeting again using the web version of this particular web version of Zoom, or you can opt to use the desktop application, which is preferable to me. So where do you get the Zoom desktop application or the Zoom application for your phone, whether it's an Android phone or an iOS or an iPhone, basically. So down here on the web platform, when you go to zoom.us, down here there's the download part where you can be able to download the desktop application, which is being called Meetings Client. Also, you can be able to download the Zoom Rooms client, and you can be able to also download a couple of browser extensions. You can also be able to download the plugin for Microsoft Outlook, link plugin. And if you're using a phone, you want to use Zoom on your phone, you can be able to download Zoom on your Android phone and also on your iPhone phone. If you're using an Android phone, basically you can click on this link and it will lead you to the download page. Otherwise, you can go to Google App Store and you can search for Zoom. Also on iPhone, you can be able to go to the App Store and you can be able to search for the Zoom application. So for this particular video, our focus is on Zoom desktop application, but in later videos, I'll create a video to show you how to use the Zoom app on an Android phone. So let's download the Zoom desktop app. So click on Meetings Client and it will take you to the download page. So in the download page, you're able to see the download links for all versions of the Zoom app and also the plugins and extensions. So our focus is on Zoom Client for meetings. So you click on download and it will automatically download. So I'd already downloaded my Zoom, so I'll just go and search for it. So, and then I'll start Zoom. So when you start your Zoom application, which is this, basically this, it will show you, it will automatically open the meetings tab where you can be able to see upcoming meetings. Yeah. And also when you click on recorded, you can be able to see any meetings that you've recorded. So upcoming meetings here, when you click on upcoming meetings, we have a family get together scheduled for December 12th of this year. And we have this meeting that we've just scheduled today on the website, on the web version of Zoom. So when you click on this particular meeting that we just created, you can be able to start it. You can be able to copy an invitation. So when you click copy the invitation, you can be able to share it with people. If you want to see the details of your invitation, just click show meeting invitation. And basically you can be able to copy and paste this particular invitation details and share them with on WhatsApp or on email. Also on the website where you had created your meeting, you can be able to add this meeting to your calendar, Google Calendar, to your Outlook calendar, or to your Yahoo calendar. And also you can be able to copy the meeting invitation on this other side and be able to paste it on an email or on a WhatsApp group or on your Gmail chat group, etc. So let's go back to the desktop application version. So again, you can start, copy invitation. If you want to edit this particular meeting details, probably you want to change the date, you can be able to do that here. If you want to go to advanced options and maybe you want to disable waiting room, you can be able to do that. If you want to disable people to join before you, the host, you can be able to do that. Otherwise, you can leave it as it is and save the changes that you've made. Okay, so when you're done with that, also there's also an option to delete a meeting. If you've cancelled it and you don't want it to be here, you can opt to delete it and schedule another one. So let's start this meeting. So when you click on start, it will open this particular pop-up window. So we can maximize it. So it will ask you to join with computer audio. Click on that. And with the phone, it's different. So let's go through all these controls. The first control is the mute control. So basically, if you want to mute yourself, Right now we are not on mute, but if you want to mute yourself so that people don't hear you as you speak behind the scenes, you just click on it and it's going to mute. So when you're on mute and you try to speak, it will automatically give you an alert. You are muted. Press Alt A to unmute your microphone. So if you want to unmute yourself, you just click again on this particular control and you are back to speaking. So when you click on this up arrow icon again on mute, there are a couple of other things that you can do here. You can be able to select the microphone that you're using, or you can be able to select your speaker. Also, you can be able to leave using the computer audio, and you can also be able to test your speaker and your microphone. Then under video, if you want to turn on your video, let's go to the video control. When you click right now, the video control says that you are not on video, but when you click on it, it will automatically enable the video. You cannot see me at the moment because camera is hidden, but basically you'd be able to see yourself. Okay, so you will notice right now that it is recording because when you are scheduling this meeting, we enabled automatic recording once the meeting starts. Otherwise, you can be able to let's stop and see. You can be able to record. There's this control here. You can be able, in case you forgot to enable automatic recording when you're creating the meeting, you can be able to do so once the meeting starts using this particular control. So if you want to turn off your video, again, you can just check on it, check on this control, and you'll be able to do so. Let's go to the security control. Under security control, you can be able to lock the meeting so that people cannot join after a particular time elapses. So probably if you're running a class and you want people to not be late for more than 15 minutes, so you've given people a time allowance of 15 minutes. So after the 15-minute elapses, you can be able to lock the meeting. Also, it is secure. It is important to lock the meeting so that you're not prone to Zoom bombing attacks. Also, on this particular control, you can be able to enable waiting room. So enable waiting room feature is very important in this COVID time. So if you're if you're hosting your wedding on Zoom online and you want people to participate, people who are not able to take part in your wedding, because right now we have a limitation of not more than 15 people in a church wedding. Basically any wedding, not more than 15 people should be able to attend, should be in the same room basically if you're having a wedding. So you can create a Zoom meeting and people can be able to watch you as you walk down the aisle. So if you wanted to limit the people who again, or if you wanted to assess that people joining this particular meeting have actually been invited, or you'd want them to take part in your wedding, you can enable the waiting room and you can have somebody evaluate participants requesting to join in this particular Zoom wedding. So enabling a waiting room is important again for that particular scenario and any other scenario. Maybe you're doing a paid for session and you want to know who is coming in, whether they've paid the full price for this particular session, then you can enable waiting room. Allow participants to share screen. Again, you can be able to do that here, and you can also be able to enable participants to chat, or you disable that. You can enable participants to rename themselves. Once people join in, they can be able to change their name. You can be able to enable participants to unmute themselves if you want them to, etc. Then participants tab. Let's go to participants tab. So when you click on participants tab, it will open this window here on your right, and basically you can be able to see everybody, a list of people who have joined in for this particular call. And at the top here, you will see yourself if you're the host. Also, if you're a participant, you will also see yourself at the top here together with the host, and other people's names will follow. On this window as a host, also you're able to invite people by clicking on the invite button, and you can be able to invite people via email, and they'll send and you send them the details of this particular meeting. So when you click on the email, it will automatically send you to the browser and ask you to log in. Okay. Then also you can mute all. When you select mute all current and new participants, that will be done. Also, you can be able to allow participants to unmute themselves. When you check on this, when you unselect, it means that participants cannot be able to unmute themselves. Otherwise, if you check on it, participants can be able to unmute themselves, and you say yes. So under participants also, there's an option to invite here. So it's basically the same window as what we had seen before. So the chat option, it opens down here. You can be able to chat to everyone and welcome them all to the meeting, and maybe give them agenda here. You can list down the agenda of this particular meeting. Alternatively, you can attach a file with the agenda or with a PowerPoint presentation if you want them to have it on their end. Or alternatively, you can be able to, under here, share your screen, which is another option. So under chat, it is important to make sure that the message that you want to relate to everyone, you have selected everyone. Otherwise, you want to private message somebody, a participant, make sure that you've clicked here and selected that particular participant. Okay, you don't want to send messages that are meant for one person. So let's go to the share control. When you click on the share control, you can be able to share your screen, share your browser, share other applications that you're running, even your folders. You can share your iPhone, your iPad. Under advanced, you can share a portion of your screen. You can even share music or just the computer sound only. You can be able to share content from a second camera if you have a camera that is looking at that is rear facing, and the front facing camera will show your face only, and the rear looking camera will show the rear side. You can enable that. Files, again, it's another option to share files that you might want to share with people. So if you're sharing anything, maybe a video, and you would want people to listen in on it, it is important down here to ensure that you've checked share computer sound. Also, you can check on optimize screen sharing for video clip. Then there's this important thing: if you're a lecturer, if you're a tutor, or if you're looking to start a side hustle where you teach and you record yourself as you teach and you share those recordings, it is important that you are aware of this whiteboarding technique. So basically, if you're looking to start a side hustle, first you can share a PowerPoint presentation as you speak through it. Then you can also share a whiteboard. And assuming that you've already started recording, right? You're recording this particular presentation. You can be able to share your PowerPoint presentation as you speak through it. And also you can be able to share the whiteboard. Let's see what you would do with the whiteboard. So for example, if you're teaching a course that has a formula and maybe you want to scribble it down and give your students a whiteboard or a board experience, then you can do so with this particular whiteboard tool. So for example, if you have a formula, let's say you want to a, b plus y, you want people to solve that, you can be able to do that. If you want to enter text, type text in, you just click on text tool and you can be able to enter your text here, whatever. Maybe you want to say this is exercise 1. If you want to draw, you can be able to do that. Stamps, if you want to enter stamps on it, you can be able to do that. Spotlight, if you're speaking and you want to maybe focus the attention of your learners or of your participants or of your audience on a particular aspect or part of the board, you can use the spotlight. Eraser, if you want to delete something and go on and write something else, you can be able to do that. If you want to format, you can be able to do that. Undo any changes that you've made on the whiteboard. This is pretty cool because in a physical blackboard or a whiteboard, once you delete something, you've deleted it, you can't undo. But with whiteboard capability on Zoom, you can be able to undo something. Maybe a student has asked a question and you've already deleted it or erased it. You can be able to redo that. And then you can be able to clear all your drawings and start afresh. You can be able to save your whiteboard and share it with your students, maybe on an e-learning portal, etc. Whichever way you want to share what you've recorded or your whiteboard, you can be able to do that. So you can stop share. Then the last control is the recording control. Right now, I talked about it and you can see it's already recording. If there's maybe some commotion or something that you don't want recorded, you can be able to pause. Maybe people are making some background noise, or if it's a meeting and people start to argue or disagree and you do not want that particular part recorded, then you can pause and then resume. Okay, it is important to record again. If you're doing a side hustle where you're teaching people online and you're sharing your recordings with parents, and parents can be able to play these recordings for their children and they can be able to learn, this is a good way to do it. Just ensure that you are recording yourself as you speak through this particular presentation. And also, as you share your screen, just ensure that you've enabled computer audio. If you want to play a video, you can be able to do that. Okay, so again, if you're done recording, you can be able to stop recording. So once the meeting is over, you can end the meeting for everyone. If you're the host, this will be enabled for you. If you're not the host, you can be able to leave this particular meeting. Again, if you're the host, you can opt to leave the meeting and let other people continue engaging or interacting or speaking, or enable them to just leave at their own pleasure. So when you click on leave meeting, basically it will automatically close the window, and if you're recording, it will convert the meeting recording and save it on your local machine, and later on you can be able to share it with whoever you want to. So I hope that you've learned something. I hope that now you can be able to use Zoom on your computer, and in a later video I'll show you how to use the Zoom app on your phone. So I hope that this has been helpful. You have learned how to use Zoom, how to create an account, how to schedule a meeting, and as a host, you've learned a number of tools that are available for you. So automatically the recordings are saved here, and I can be able to rename them so that I'm able to watch them later on. So don't forget, guys, to like this video. Okay, share it with your friends, with your family, with your colleagues, with your acquaintances, with everybody on your social medias. Share. And also, if you haven't subscribed already, if you love what I'm doing and the content that I'm creating, please subscribe to my channel. So see you in the next one. Goodbye.